So in today's video, I've got another client joining me. So Kevin Kahan, he's a successful salon owner here in Bangor. He's 62 years of age. Last year, he would have been deadlifting 180, 190 kg at a body weight of 65. He does ring muscle ups and various things. He's an impressive dude. And at Christmas, he had a car crash. Car crash that should have really killed him. So today we're going to talk about his strength journey, his diet approaches, the car crash, climbing Everest, being on Fear Factor, and a lot of other crazy stuff this little guy has done. So I hear a car, so hopefully that should be him any second now. So stay tuned. Oh, here he is. Alright, big Probably set up.
Are we on?
It is actually.
I'm 62, and with the help of my maker, I feel like I'm in better shape
42?
now than what I'm. Yeah, 42.
Because Mike was 52 on his video, yeah.
Uh-huh. And actually, this chat will just reveal the way you can feel when you're 62.
So, give us an idea of your 9 to 5, which isn't
Oh,
really
my
9 to
9
5. It's
No, 9 to 5. It's been my life.
5 to 9.
My life, yeah. My life's work. I started hairdressing when I was 16. And funny enough, I remember all the aches and pains I had when I was using hairdryer, scissors, arms up.
Supposing back in the day too, a hairdryer was probably like
it was a ton.
40 kg.
It was the guy out the back that was
with a pet.
he was pedaling to get the fan going, but things have changed actually. But you use muscles obviously, and I think one of the worst things about hairdressers we talked about is you get this curvature.
It's the hump.
It's the hairdresser hump. So
kyphotic curve in your upper back, which is a terrible look. Like
it's not, and it comes with pain.
Yeah.
And I think when I reached a certain age, I think in my 40s, I noticed it even more, that you couldn't sleep at night. It was uncomfortable and it ached.
You see that with anyone who works in like at desks, a lot of IT guys, childminders, beauty therapists, hairdressers, guys who go to the gym and do chest 9 days a week because they over tighten all this, and then they do traps and they're accentuating all that sort of stuff. So it's one of the things with your training is obviously to get stronger, feel younger, perform at some of your skills. But by improving posture, it just takes years off.
Well, it does, because in my industry, it is about image.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse, because I'm still taking clients and still, motivating and running a successful salon with a very strong team. You still need to make sure that you're in the position that you can lead them. It's like, you don't want to be a weak warrior. You want to move through the salon. And I always remember, it was actually Bruce Forsyth, funny, of all the people who would, all the people.
Yeah.
Bruce Forsyth said...
Is that what that shrine is at your house?
It's Bruce Forsyth?
Brucey. I recognize that.
And he always said, if you want to appear youthful, move like a young person. Which he does.
He is insane.
And he was, wasn't he?
He's dead.
Yeah. And I always remember that. And when you look at people and you think, it's not about what you put in filling or lifting, it's about the way you move. Because we've got a flight of stairs that take you into the main part of the salon, and I love running up them, 2 at a 3 at a time. Do you know what I mean? I just love doing that because I can.
Yeah.
And also people looking and think, he can do it, and it's not being
it's just that
bragging, or it's just because you want to.
A Dick Van Dyke running about in there.
Yeah, light on my feet. God, light. I think people are under this assumption that you actually devote your whole life to keeping fit.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally.
Whereas, I train with you. We're
So
training buddies.
this is what I'll sort of bring it up. So we train together actually, because Kevin's been my training partner. We have another training partner, Big Sheldon, and it's funny the mix because you have myself, you have Kevin, and then Big Sheldon, who's like 6'3", world champion kickboxer, European gold medalist, jiu-jitsu, whatever. And it's just the three sort of oddest,
Unlikely
characters in a room. But we train Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Religiously.
Yeah, and that's generally like a 50 minutes to an hour type thing. The odd time I might do an extra Sunday session or like a Saturday sort of thing. But yeah, this is the thing. You can be successful in your gym ventures when it's efficient and it's effective and you know what you're doing.
So consistency.
Like we now, I know our workouts are maybe 4 exercises one of the days and another 4 of the different days, and but it's quality stuff as opposed to people going to the gym 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, doing every machine.
I did it all.
And not getting anywhere.
It all. Every single one of them. That would have looked a bit shoddy. And I just was at that moment and I was training, but I wasn't training efficiently until I saw this guy here. And I sort of was training like everybody else in the gym.
Yeah. Really, we weren't that bad, were you?
Well, it was sort of, that moment where you're just sort of copying someone and you think, well, I'll do a bit of that. And
Yeah, I think most workouts and most training plans are Chinese whispers, where someone has heard something from someone else and that's just replicated, and then you're doing something that's totally not relevant to...
It's frustrating. It is, because you knew you're building your body, but unless you know the fundamentals... So I would be the stalker of you at that time.
Yeah.
So because I could see this magic going on and this formula, and I just thought, you know what, I want to be part of that. Under your instruction, I could see the method to it, whereas I didn't really have that before.
Yeah, I think it's always, I always said, like, it's trying to coach, you want the sniper rifle approach as opposed to the shotgun approach. Most people going into the gym is a shotgun approach, where it's like, I'll do a couple of these machines, I'll do a bit of this cardio, I'll do some stretches, I'll do a few classes, as opposed to where do you want to go and why do you want to go there and how do you get there.
Yeah, and it was a defining moment, because when you reach a certain age, you do think you could either go that way or go that way. Do you know, I just to say, as you know, I've always trained in some shape or form.
Yeah.
But it was very much cardio.
Yeah, you
focused.
were a runner.
I was the skinny fat person, because I knew, when someone says to you, "Don't lose any more weight," don't lose any more. There's something not quite right.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? It's just when the skin is hanging from the bones rather than you feeling fuller and pumped and...
It's a different thing. Yeah, getting light and doesn't necessarily mean you look good. Obviously last year you were fit and strong. Like that was last year you were...
We had made a pact, do you remember?
We were cruising and...
you let me
down.
I let you down. I did let you down.
Yeah,
but anyway.
So basically I said from my 40th I was going to get in shape a wee bit, because I'd been very jiu-jitsu focused, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back to a wee bit more weights, tidy up the food a wee touch and do a photo shoot for my 40th. So I've actually done 2 now since that, and you were going to jump in and maybe do something similar, and then December happened. So talk me through December.
Well, December I was going on a lovely trip to a very nice place for an overnight stay to celebrate a birthday. And unfortunately, I had an incredibly serious accident on the way home, where I hit unexpected water. It was a terrible, terrible day. And I aquaplaned. Tried to control the car, but unfortunately had a head-on collision, which resulted in me being cut out of the car. Took about an hour and a half to get me out, apparently. I remember a lot of it. I do remember. But I was in A&E eventually, and I had an amazing team of people who
Yeah.
I didn't realise how serious it was. Maybe it was the pain relief that they had given me.
Yeah.
Made me feel a bit happier, but so I ended up in very, very broken. I had a broken bone in my back. All my ribs were broken.
7 ribs, you said?
8 ribs
8 ribs.
broken. Yeah, my spleen was torn, and
Your knee.
my knee was badly damaged, and I had a broken heel, which all added up to some pretty serious injuries. And at the back of my mind, all I could think about was lifting weights.
It's crazy, like.
So I ended up in hospital, and thankfully I didn't need to have surgery on my back. They put me in a brace. The ribs were incredibly painful.
Yeah.
And my lungs were crushed. So I had tubes and things going in there. But, you know, the whole time through this whole experience, I was incredibly positive.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, you know what, if you smile through it and have that attitude and just be grateful each step you go through, that you will get there. And I remember the consultants coming in, and I kept on saying them, will I be able to lift weights again?
Yeah.
And it was
Not this week.
Not this week. And that's all I really thought. I just wanted to get back to where I was, but it was a difficult enough journey.
Because I remember you phoning me, like, and it hit me in the feels, like, because you phoned me and, like, you were like, you saved my life.
Yeah,
And
you did.
that was deep, like, that was a big, one of the things, like, when you're a coach, people come to me and they obviously say, I want to lose a bit of body fat, I want to get a bit fitter or whatever, but you don't realise, if you strength train for a number of years, or you do something like this where you're chasing an improvement in yourself, the crossover it has to all the other parts of your life. Like, people think I just tell people to lift stuff up and down, but you don't realise what you can get out of your training and how important it is, and like that you can, you know, I always think that I want to make clients bulletproof. I'm not saying that your wee bit of deadlifting and muscle ups helped you survive a car crash, but it definitely.
No, but I know. Actually, I feel a bit emotional about this.
Yeah, even from a mental
because
point of view.
I know that if it wasn't for you working with me, I don't honestly think I would have survived that crash.
Yeah.
I think that the strength around the bones, the muscle mass, all those things really did protect me. And if I hadn't had that, I think my back probably would have been. I don't know whether I would have either been able to have walked. But many of them said, and the team said this, so it's an incredible insurance policy to have that. And I knew that even though I'd wasted away a lot in the hospital and my weight dropped and I looked quite... But I remember somebody saying to me, Kevin, it was actually the person I went to Everest with, but then that's
annoying.
She said to me, she says, Kevin, you're walking very hunched over. And I remember that really, like...
That's the...
That's not going to happen. And we worked on that. You know, after the COVID, once we were able to train, you knew what to do, and I thought, well, this is going to be. But you know, now
it's crazy. And
it feels good.
Such a short period of time how you can bounce back.
Yeah, 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, give us a wee bit about just to help other people out. What's your food? Give me an idea.
I'm very consistent in life, and I think as you get a little older, you do tend to think, I need to get up early, I need to go to bed early. So
every successful person, it's to go to bed early, get up
to bed early,
be productive.
There's nothing to do after 10 o'clock, only badness.
You've just watched extra episodes of Netflix, yeah.
And I've done all, you know, whatever. But the thing about it is, if I go to bed at 10, I get up early. So I always get up 6 a.m. so that I have coffee, just come in, train. I train empty.
Yeah.
I don't train after eating. And 2 days a week I fast. I find that this controls my appetite. So I have my last meal in the evening, and then I'll fast through to my meal in the evening. So that's what, 16 hours?
And what days are those? Are they always?
I tend to do them on work days. So, and I don't do them on training days. So
Tuesday,
I'll do a
Thursday.
Tuesday and a Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. Monday I'm off, so I think that's a tricky one. And it's easy to get into the mindset because people think that I couldn't do it. I'm not sure, I don't want to sound sexist, but I think men find it easier.
Women
find it...
Women shouldn't really fast and they shouldn't do low carbs.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So I'm not being
No.
incorrect
Generally,
there?
like for female cycles, they need carbs for like 2 weeks out of their cycles. One of the things I get asked about fasting quite a lot because it's been the buzz of the last couple of years. I've PB'd actually my shoulder press and something else I PB'd when I was fasted. There's a couple of ways to fast. For me, it's like if I'm not hungry, I'm fasting. Yeah, I just don't eat. I think when you do a forced fast and you see it in some of the forums and stuff online where guys are like, right, I can't eat for another 47 minutes and then they open the floodgates or whatever. That type of fasting is very different to what you're doing, where it's you find what works for you. And this is the most I am such the on the fence grey area coach where everything, and this is what coaching is, it's problem solving and finding out what works for you. And for you, the fasting, I remember actually chatting to you about fasting, and there was a girl in the class when we had a small group going, and I remember chatting to you about fasting. I turned around to her and said, do not be doing this.
Because, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, because she'd come from a bit of an eating disorder background. She was female,
Not good,
females
no.
generally. But if you find fasting for you keeps you level in work. Again, fasting is just a way of having less overall calories. It is not rocket sort of science or special mystic stuff. It's just in your week you end up having less overall calories because you fasted a couple of days. I know there's some stuff about your immune system and autophagy, but again, it's still a wee bit sort of grey.
Yeah,
but
I'm quite greedy. I could be quite greedy. I'm not an absolute saint. I love food, but I do cook. I don't eat a lot of this pre-prepared food. We tend to cook, and I do stick with the basics in the morning. If I'm having breakfast, I have, a 4-egg omelette or whatever, because I know that will sustain me, and I'll not feel that drop if I had, say, bread, croissants, whatever.
Yeah. That
would make me feel really hungry all day. So I think the fasting for me is like a discipline, but I'm not looking, I can eat at 6. I'm not that.
Yeah, because that's when it doesn't work.
No, I'm not
People
obsessed.
are trying to force starve themselves, and it's not. Fasting for you is just you have your high calorie days and you've low calorie days and you've high calorie days, and for you it's a natural way of rhythm that 100 other people could try and they wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
But for you, if it works, and this again for me as a coach, I'm always lifeguarding just to make sure, is that the right thing for him to be doing? Actually, it seems to be working. It's when you're looking at nutrition, you're always thinking, is this helping his body comp, health and performance? And that's the sort of things you're looking at, rather than just purely a calories in, calories out. But for you, it does. It ticks those boxes.
It seems to. It seems to. But I could be on a fast day, and if say, for instance, something happened through the day that you were offered, you would think, okay, I'm not that obsessed.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should ever be so obsessed.
Totally.
It's like even at the weekends, if I fancy a glass of wine, I'll have a glass of wine. But I don't make a habit of it all the time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, most of the time, you're just thirsty.
I think the alcohol thing, because I don't really drink a lot now, but it's because I enjoy training on Monday.
Yeah.
And we do our strength training Monday morning, and I always try and do jiu-jitsu Monday afternoon. So for me, it's being a dad as well. I don't want to be hungover on my one day of the week when I've got the kids, or and even though I'm sort of quite busy on Sundays, but the alcohol thing to me can rob you of life when you've got other things in there that are making it rich.
Yeah, I think alcohol has a time if you enjoy a glass, but definitely not when I'm like, I would never on a Sunday because I know I'm training tomorrow. The puffy face thing just doesn't wash with me.
No, it's not a good look.
Not a good.
What are your tips for a guy who is 62 and just give us a couple of tips?
I think it's never too late to start training, and I think you really need to do it in the correct manner. And I've spoken, because I'm in the situation where I've got somebody in the chair, so it's very personal. When you're cutting someone's hair, you tend to have quite personal conversations, and people ask me what I do because they're interested.
Yeah.
But everybody's got an answer of their own, and you just know it's not the correct one.
Yeah.
I do this, I do that. So my top tip would be get a great trainer.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what, you do not know. Don't get all bashful.
Yeah.
Get a great coach, because this is the main. This is the foundation.
Yeah.
You know, and that will steer you in the right direction. So you'll not be wasting time. You will not be demotivated. And stick with it.
Just want to finish off, say thank you very much to Kevin for jumping in. It was good. We covered a lot there, so I don't know how much.
I knew we could talk for.
Yeah, you could literally do a oh, the wee Robin there.
There.
Wee Robin, that must be my dead granny's friend
Say,
Sandra.
it's my granny Peggy.
Yeah, she always drops by when we're doing a podcast. So yeah, just thanks very much for rocking in. We're going to train tomorrow, and I'm going to work again. I'm busy today.
It's been
It's been an absolute pleasure. As always. I'm
What
glad
a
you jumped in.
great way to spend a bit of time.
On a Sunday, bit of crack. So yeah, I hope to add another couple of episodes in, just different guys and different things, because I think it's great for people just to, and I have this chat with my online guys quite a lot, that it's just giving you normal people who are also very successful in both training or whatever, but it's maybe not always been a smooth journey, or there's been obstacles, and it's nice to just sort of, where people go, that's mad, he had that car crash and now he's back doing this, or you know, I think it's good for people to see.
And I think also everybody thinks that everybody that trains or is interviewed that they're perfection. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I always strive for it. It doesn't, you know, I'm still a work in progress, but you know, it's just an everyday.
It's just
guy.
what we do. It's this is the thing, and I'll sort of end on it, where it's using training to improve your life, not consume your life.
Yeah.
And for you, that's been probably the big thing.
That's it.
It's a nice way to end.
Perfect.
Awesome. Boom. I'll say like, subscribe, do all the.
Oh, like, subscribe. There's a thing in the middle there.
Yeah.
There's
I generally just stick it about there
There's
somewhere.
a thing there.
Yeah, it's around somewhere.
There.
Sweet.